Now, the January transfer window has officially ended. It's obviously the 1st of February here today, but, I've got a thing I want to cover quickly. I say quickly, this video could be, quite long. I don't really know, but basically what happened yesterday was I was supposed to upload 3 transfer videos. Now, I only got around to doing 2, which is still something I haven't done in years on YouTube. 3 videos in one day, something I've never done, but 2 in one day, still quite impressive for me. Basically, I was waiting, right, for lots more transfers to happen before I made that 3rd video, and unfortunately, they never really did. So I waited till like 11 PM to, try and see if anything happened last minute that'd be worth covering. Nothing happened, so I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll finish up and make a video tomorrow. So I'm here today with potential transfer deadline day transfers that you missed, alright? So quite big ones that you probably missed, alright? Not necessarily right in the public eye, not necessarily, all over the news, just stuff that you could have missed. What I do want to say is, guys, thank you very much for supporting yesterday's both videos. Of course, they did really, really well. Lots of likes and stuff, so you guys can smash a like and a thumbs up on this one. 4,000 likes, I'll bring you guys something special, transfer video special one this weekend. No more transfer videos after this for a couple of days, but this weekend, I promise you, we've got something interesting. It's going to be good. Also, in yesterday's episode, I promoted these hats as well. It's obviously one that I've designed with GetGripped. Link is in the description if you want one. Now, we've sold quite a few of them yesterday, so if you guys want one, you want me to sign it or anything like that, link in the description. I will be quick, because once these are gone, they're gone forever. But anyway, yes, I know you guys don't like long intros, but I just had to explain yesterday's situation a little bit. So let's get into the first player anyway that you potentially could have missed. Now, the first one I've got is a player that's actually joined the Premier League from a different league, and it was, of course, the Championship. I might as well just say it now. We've got Jordan Ayew. Now, the reason I'm talking about this one, and the reason why I find it quite interesting, he made 52 appearances, scoring 10 goals for Villa, which ain't too bad for a winger and stuff like that. That's not too bad. Now, the deal actually involved, a bit of a swap deal, okay? So Swansea's Neil Taylor went to Villa, and there was an undisclosed fee paid to Villa as well. So there's a bit of a swap and a bit of money involved, so that is why that deal's happened. Now, Ayew was actually signed a 3.5-year deal with Liberty Stadium, so to the end of this season and 3 years after that, of course, if you're not very good at maths. Now, Ayew's actually currently with Ghana, the African Cup of Nations. The Black Stars face Cameroon in the semi-final on Thursday, while the final takes place this Sunday, so he could be back in the Swansea team in the next couple of weeks or something like that. Now, this is what Paul Clement said, alright? This is exactly why I'm recovering this story. This is why it's a little bit interesting. I'm sure his brother has given him the inside track on the club, said Swans head coach Paul Clement. He's a very good acquisition. He's versatile and dynamic to attack the lines and get in behind the defence. So Andre Ayew is actually not at Swansea anymore. Obviously, he's at West Ham, but he still knows a lot about the club and stuff like that. And he probably said to his younger brother, he probably said, look, it's a very good club, mate. You should go there. You want to play in the Premier League. And yeah, I thought it was quite interesting to talk about 2 players that, brothers that have played for the same club. Not necessarily right at the same time, but both played for the same club or whatever. I thought that was quite interesting. So next up, we have a club record deal, okay? That is right. A Premier League club has signed a player for their biggest ever fee for any player they've ever signed before. And let's just talk about it. Burnley signed Norwich City midfielder Robbie Brady in a club record deal. Burnley have broken their transfer record to sign midfielder Robbie Brady from Norwich City for a fee that could reach £13 million. So yes, Burnley are big spenders, so say at the minute. They're breaking their club record. Now, the 25-year-old has signed a 3.5-year deal, the exact same as Jordan Ayew, obviously the previous player we've talked about. The Claret's previous club record was £10.5 million for midfielder Jeff Hendrick from Derby County in August. So that's not too long ago, and they've broken that record already. Now, Brady actually joined Championship side Norwich from Hull in July 2015, having started his career at Manchester United, if some of you didn't know that. So another interesting one you could have missed yesterday. It happened quite late on, I believe, and obviously it is quite interesting because, Burnley have broken their club record to sign a Championship player currently, which is obviously just crazy. Now, Burnley have actually signed another player, Ashley Westwood, as well, which is not going to feature in this episode. I've not done any graphics for him or anything like that. So they have signed another one called Ashley Westwood. Now, Burnley's total spending on transfer deadline day is believed to be £18 million after they complete the signing of Ashley Westwood from Aston Villa as well for an undisclosed fee. Believed to be in the region of about £5 million though. So yeah, Burnley one day signed 2 players, £18 million. Robbie Brady broke the club record transfer fee, so that's pretty awesome. That is a record, January transfer deadline day club record broken. So that is why he's in the video, because that is interesting. That's quite interesting to talk about. And the 3rd player I think is actually quite interesting as well. Is that a 4th player we've got to look at? I think that's actually the 4th. No, this is the 3rd player. Okay, we have Gabriel Oberton, right? That's right. The next Ronaldo when he came to United. I remember that one. So ex-Manchester United winger Gabriel Oberton joins Wigan. Okay, so actually he was unattached to a club before that. He was a free agent, I believe. Now they've actually only signed him to the end of the season. All right, Wigan have only signed him until the end of the season. The former Man United and Newcastle winger. So he's got this season to really try and prove himself. The 27-year-old has completed a medical and signed a deal subject to international clearance following his release from Russian club Anzi. Former Manchester United reserve team boss Warren Joyce knows the player well after the Frenchman spent 2 years at Old Trafford. Now, Gabriel Oberton, how do we talk about this guy? How do we talk about this guy in this video? Well, when he came to Man United, everyone was saying, oh, the next Ronaldo, whatever. He was actually not a bad player. He had skills. he was technically not too bad, but it just never really worked out for him. I mean, he joined Man United, he was there for like 2 years, made 14 appearances, which is not really that great. He went to Newcastle, made quite a few appearances, 58, but I suppose that was over 5 years. If you average it out, that's like 10 appearances a season, which I suppose is not really that great. He actually only scored 2 goals in 58 appearances for a winger, which is also not that great. He then went to Russia for like a season, he got released, 8 appearances, then 1 goal. He's never really found his feet, is he? Since leaving France, he's never really found his feet. Now, he's played for a lot of the France, you know, national teams, including under 16, under 17, under 18, and 19, under 21, I believe. So, you know, he never made it international stage, did in the youths, but we just need this guy to find his feet. And he's 27 years of age now. He's getting a little bit old. So yeah, he's left Russia. He's been back at club for a few months. Hopefully he's kept fit. And I'll tell you what he needs to do, he needs to have a good few months at Wigan, because that is all he's got. That's the only deal we signed with him so far. He needs to do well. He needs to really try and impress. Otherwise, he gets released from Wigan at the end of the season. It's just off to another club, off to another country, just trying to make it somewhere. So, you know, he's got to try and settle down and try and make it maybe in England if he can. I don't know. Now, do you know what's quite ironic in this one, alright? It's quite ironic in this one, I think. So anyway, we have Sacco, who's now gone to Crystal Palace from Liverpool. Now, there's a lot of situation behind Sacco, of course. Obviously, fell out with Liverpool in the pre-season tour. Well, fell out with Jurgen Klopp or whatever. The situation now is Liverpool actually needs centre-backs or whatever, but he's fallen out the club. Jurgen Klopp doesn't like him or whatever. So, you know, there's a bit of a situation there, and that is the reason why he's not playing at Liverpool. And now he's left. He's in London now playing for Crystal Palace. And he reveals he actually had friends at London club, including former teammate Benteke, which helped him come to Crystal Palace. So he's going to spend the rest of the season at Selhurst Park. Obviously, this is a loan deal, so technically he's still owned by Liverpool, so he could potentially go back at the end of the season. But, you know, Liverpool kind of need him now, because Liverpool defensively at the minute have been a bit questionable, and, you know, he's not a bad centre-back. He's not too great technically on the ball, but, you know, as centre-backs go, he's not bad, mate. So he actually failed to register a single minute for Liverpool after being frozen out by Jurgen Klopp since the pre-season. He's played for like the youth team and reserve team and stuff, but never for the first team this season. But what's interesting as well on this one, that actually Liverpool rejected the loan move to Southampton, literally like, I think at the start of the season or something like that, maybe a start of the January transfer window. They told Southampton, no, we want to sell him. But as January's coming to an end, and basically, obviously, transfer deadline day, Liverpool have been left with no option. They've had to let him go out on loan instead of selling him. They've actually got a bit of a fee, I believe. I think Crystal Palace are paying his wages, and Liverpool are getting some money for him being there on loan, but that's not what they wanted originally. They originally wanted to sell him, and obviously, you know, Southampton wanted him, but Southampton have now missed out on a loan deal for him, which they originally wanted because Liverpool didn't want it, but it's a bit complicated. But anyway, Sacco, he's now back in football. Let's try and see him get some minutes and try and show the Premier League what he's about. Now, the player next up is arguably, well, extremely talented. Let's just say that. He is extremely talented. Now, apparently, according to Rio Ferdinand, I watched an interview the other day he did, apparently, Ravel Morrison, right, which is the player obviously we're talking about now, is now joined QPR or whatever. Players like Paul Pogba back in the United, you know, academy days used to look up to Morrison. They used to look up to Morrison because Morrison was so technically gifted. No word of a lie. People like Lingard, obviously, Pogba, apparently everyone that was in that youth setup at that time at Man United and stuff used to look up to Ravel Morrison because he was so talented and so good at football. Like I say, Pogba, the most expensive player in the world, used to look up to this youngster, right, and used to look up to him. But this guy now is just gone a little bit like that now, his career-wise. He left United, went to West Ham, made 18 appearances for them, and since then he's gone out on loan to loads of different clubs. He went to Italy and joined Lazio, actually only playing 4 games for them in like 3 years or 2 years or whatever, which is pretty bad. But now he's back in England at QPR. Hopefully he can do it again at QPR. Looking here, like all the clubs he's been at, Man United, West Ham, Birmingham, QPR, Cardiff, Lazio, and now QPR again. When he was at QPR for the first time on loan from West Ham, he scored 6 goals and 15 appearances, which is his like best ever stint of any club he's been at. So maybe that is why he's gone back to QPR. And anyway, he obviously doesn't like the look of Italy. He's not really getting much game time there, and you know, he's back in England. Can the guy actually prove to everyone how much talent he's really got? If Rio Ferdinand's coming out and saying that, look, players like Paul Pogba, most expensive player in the world, used to look up to this kid. This is how good this kid must be. So we want to see it. Now, the loan deal was only until the end of the season, alright? So he's got like 6 months or whatever to really try and prove his worth. Now, believe it or not, the Lazio coach actually criticised him, okay, for his lack of effort and inability to speak Italian. And in October 2015, he posted a message on Twitter saying solely January ... leading to obviously reports of him leaving the club, which is obviously what's actually happened, isn't it? Is that him basically saying he couldn't wait for January? And that's what it looks like anyway. And yeah, that happened. You know, that happened. In October, he tweeted that, and it's actually happened. He's been in a bit of trouble with the law and stuff like that, so hopefully he's settled down. And Ravel Morrison, please smash it at England, you know, in England. Please smash it at QPR. We want to see it. As a United fan myself, I want to see you succeed still. Last but not least, we've got a player that's actually left on loan, another Premier League club. He's actually gone down a league, alright? But the interesting one about this one was that the amount of like links with this player of him going to big clubs like Chelsea, Man United and stuff like that, all looking to sign Reece Oxford from West Ham. There were so many clubs that are interested in him, but he's actually joined Reading on loan from West Ham. So there's a big simple factor is West Ham don't want to lose him on a permanent basis. They want to keep him, but they want him to get some game time. So they sent him to Reading on loan. Hopefully he gets some game time there. Reading's doing really, really well at the minute, so hopefully he can fit into that setup. It might be hard, but hopefully he can. Now this loan deal is only for the remainder of the season, of course, so you know Oxford's got like 6 months to really try and prove himself and really try and improve himself to get into the West Ham setup when he returns. But the reason why, you know, I think this is really interesting because, like I said, the clubs that are interested in him is huge, and I'm talking big money to try and sign him as well. Now this is what the Reading chief executive Nigel Howe actually said, alright. Reece was a player who was wanted on loan by a number of clubs, alright, so that just shows that everyone was interested in him. But yes, he's another English talent, which I hope he really, really succeeds, because one day he's going to be in the English main team and stuff. But anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed this January catch up and January finishing video. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like and a thumbs up down below, smash a like, smash a thumbs up, subscribe to me for more football videos, FIFA videos, stuff like that. I'm out, has some as always, take it easy, peace.